Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. It's 6v6 Pro Joe action this afternoon for your viewing pleasure, going down on Adaptive I need to say Bosem actually, and it's not, it's Bosem. If it is Bosem, these are some interesting bosoms, some of which in desperate need of a mammogram or two. But anyway, it's not Bosem, it's Bosem. And this is going to be Team 1 up here at the top. This is going to be Team 2 down here at the bottom. So making our introductions up here at the top left-hand side. To begin with, for Team 1 we have Mui. He's going UEF First Land in Regal Purple. Sporting this season's fabulous Vivacious Violet. Next is Active Backlash just over here to the right. He's going Aeon opening First Land. Team member number 3 for Team 1 in Breast Cancer Awareness Pink. And if you've just tuned in and think I have a thing about breast cancer, I really don't. It's just the way it's worked out at the beginning of this cast. Six Olan, he's going UEF opening First Land. Team member number 4 over here in Spetsnaz Green. It's C2118 Freedom going Aeon opening First Land. Team member number 5 in Hallib Orange, a snifter away to the right still. It's Schmuck Benny, another Aeon opening First Land. And last but not least, in Lime Green, up at the top right-hand corner, it's Artifacts. There he is, going UEF, opening First Land. So, quick recce of the races. Looks like 3 Aeon and 3 UEF there for Team 1. A couple of races involved. Split down the middle. Always easy to understand. Nice to see. Right, let's check out Team 2 now down here at the bottom right-hand side. To begin with, we have Alemotola going Cybran, bless him, in Ferrari Red, opening First Land, Second Air. And next up, over here to his left, in Elephantine Grey, we have Yerfmeister. He's going UEF and opening First Land, Second Air. Team member number 3, towards the middle, in Baby Blue, we have Loki. He's going Cybran and opening First Land. Team member number 4, in Burgundy Red, has already left his base. It's the one, the only, the myth, the mystery, the legend, the Will-O-Wispy. There he is. It's Will-O-Wisp. He is going First Land by the looks of it, and then going Land All Day a little bit further forward. In Combat Green, next to his left, we have Bo Honak Hokte, and I've had this guy in games before, and I know that's not. I'm going to call him Bo, and I know there's a way I'm supposed to say that because I don't know. I think it's a character or something, but I haven't seen the thing or read the thing or heard the song, or whatever it is. So his name is Bo, and is he our first Seraphim of the day? I think he might just be. And he's going First Land. And last but not least, in the bottom left-hand corner, in Lurid Green, going Aeon, going First Land, Second Air, I think, and marching his way towards the front line, it's Breaking Bad. So a much more eclectic mix of races here, all races represented for Team 2. We've got 1 Seraphim, 1 Aeon, 2 UEF, and 2 Cybran, I think. I don't know, something similar to that. It keep changing. You make it up. That doesn't really impact the game that much. Game quality is at 91%, which isn't bad, but it's a little bit below where we would like. If you check out the team averages, you can see there's a little advantage here for Team 2, but I guess it gets difficult to average out when it's 6v6. Or does it? Maybe it's more easy. I don't know, because the differences are spread out. But yes, a slight technical advantage in global rankings. Not that that really means anything for Team 2, so we'll see if Team 1 can buck the trend there. The map, which I don't think we featured before on Guilecast, is rather pretty, I think it has to be said, with all of the lava-strewn mountains and these little civilian centres, these Aeon centres and whatnot, science labs and the like. And the mass poop situation, as we zoom straight out, we've got some decent piles of poopage dotted around center. I mean, it's pretty liberally strewn all over the place, I think it's fair to say. Look at what we've got here, though. Early aggressive play straight out from Almatola. I'm going to really struggle in this game with that name. I don't know what it is, but he's taking 5 units of build capacity and going right to the top corner, the top right-hand side, and doing a bit of naughty shenanigans. Oh, is he? Where's he headed now? No, he's going to come in behind, and I'm guessing trying to try and spam up some land factories and harass artifacts over here. Top-rated player in the game is Will-O-Wisp and Freedom. They're both 2,000 rated. And then we've got some 1,800, some 1,700, 1,600. Artifacts is the bottom-rated player at 1,200. Alimatola is a 1,400. Is he dropping some off in another location? No, all units have been dropped off in the same location, and he's immediately spamming up T1 factories, a lot of them. So an aggressive, cheesy play from Alamatola, designed to hamper his mirror up here. I mean, I never know. Is this his mirror, or is this his mirror? Technically, it's flipped, isn't it? So really, that's... but I mean, this is the guy he's facing off against. So that's what we mean when we say mirror. Really, that's what we're talking about. Meanwhile, Artifacts has moved forward and getting himself a T2 upgrade there. 22% done and climbing nicely. Trouble is, rooted to the spot for now, and he could be under assault in his main base before too long. So we'll see how that works out for him. We've also got a T2 upgrade on the way in the mid for Will-O-Wisp. He's about 62% done there. Loki has joined him. And he's also got some T1 spam surrounding his commander there, just keeping the units of Freedom at bay. Where's Freedom's comm? Well, he's still very much in his base. So just harassing with units for now. Wants to keep the extra build capacity of the commander in the base and tech up ASAP. Perhaps we'll see some early tech units on the field in the mid. They will perhaps be squaring off against a fire base installed by Will-O-Wisp, who has nearly completed his T2 upgrade, 92% and climbing. A little trickle of forces over in the west, moving up that left-hand side for Breaking Bad. Is there actually a route through here? Is that traversable? That looks like an entry point to me. Yeah, I think that's a pathway up into the top left-hand corner for Breaking Bad, which might explain why there are units heading in that direction. And Mui probably wants to get on that, sealing that off ASAP. 6 minutes in, and there is a solid little advantage here for Team 1 in terms of eco. 404 to 324-ish, there or thereabouts. That's the view from Artifact. Artifacts, who's still got... he's badly power locked as well. He's still got no idea of the threat that's lurking to his north. That's going to be a nice little surprise for him before too long. Alamatola has amassed 25 units of light artillery, which will sure make a royal mess of his main base and eco if they're allowed to attack and not discovered by some roaming group of T1 bombers or gunships before they're allowed to attack. But speaking of attack, we have units moving out now from Will-O-Wisp. He's thrown down a triad in the center. You just want to keep an eye on this, because when this goes, this could cause significant disruption to the top right. But there is the prominence of some T2 ground forces out from Freedom, using blazes to great effect to keep some of this T1 spam of Lokis at bay. Will-O-Wisp throwing down some more mass points and the like. Does he have any tech up front? Well, he has got tech. The T2 Land Factory HQ in play, but the attack is underway in the top right hand corner. That's a horrible surprise for Artifacts, who's going about his merry business. And oh my god, look at that. That is a sublime piece of opening assault, opening harassment. And it looks like Artifacts is going to pay dearly for this. Where is the commander? He's all the way down here. Nearest comm's actually Schmuck Benny, but his comm's not particularly close either. I submit he's probably going to lose the entirety of his base here. Certainly all of the mass points. Certainly his recently completed T2 air factory. That's not going to survive. Engineers hurriedly working on T1 point defense. And that's something that Alamatola needs to target ASAP. He needs to get those engineers out of play. But all of the core mass points are down. Artifacts now pulling in a very meager 39 mass per tick. That is short stacking against the entirety of the rest of the field. No surprises there, since his base is all but gone now. Wow, what a wonderful opening piece of harass that was. Does that even qualify as harass? That's a full-on turn up at your mate's mother's house and slap her in the face play. That's what that is. It's not just harassment, that's bang out of order. Breaking Bad, with the T2 engineering suite online, is trying to secure this left-hand side. However, Mui also has access to T2 tech, so we've got a little bit of a point defense standoff here, and we've got a second comm on the scene showing up for Team 1. Active backlash coming in from the northeast. Breaking Bad desperately trying to get as much armament online as possible, and has a decent amount of T1 spam coming in to assist also, I think it's fair to say. Oh, but we've got our first comm death. It's over here on the right-hand side. It's Schmuck Benny, who was caught out here by Yerfmeister pushing forward, but that was actually a Control K as listed. So those forces moved up, and he wanted to take out, he knew he was done, he wanted to take out as many of these as possible to try and save what base infrastructure was going to be left and donated over to his teammates. Apologies for not seeing that, but we will cover any missed things at the end. We'll do a little recap for any comm kills we missed, which I feel might be a possibility in this one. 6v6s are always tricky. There's a tremendous amount of stuff going on all at the same time. And the leftovers from that very successful attack over here on Artifacts' base has now been redirected towards the previously strong, or the previous base, the stronghold belonging to Schmuckbenny. Fortunately, he's got a little bit of assistance here from a Harbinger or two, but we've lost a ton of T2 mechs. Are they going to get this last one? Potentially. No. Run out of forces. Survives with 52 hit points. Not too bad. Look at this, though. Mui's position over in the west, absolutely obliterated. Land factories getting taken out. Mui has dropped back, looking to defend this bottleneck instead. It's interesting he decided to stop there. If it were me, I would have been even more cautious, would have dropped back up here. This would have been immensely defensible. I suppose, to be honest, he wants to protect this avenue of attack also. Can't have units filing in through here, so that was probably a good decision. We've also got Bo on the warpath here. He's got an upgraded gun, currently laying siege to Active Backlash's front line. Active Backlash might have to bring his comm over from Mui's position to sort this out. It looks like that's what he's doing. But look at this. Team 1 under threat from all sides right now, and now solidly behind in eco. It's 616 mass per tick for Team 2 versus 464 in total mass accrued so far. That accounts for 8k differential in favour of Team 1 at the moment. Whether or not that stays that way, probably unlikely to, considering this is almost like 150 mass advantage right now for Team 2. Bo, sensing the inbound threat, just tracks to his southeast ever so slightly. Active Backlash does have upgraded comm. He's also got enhanced sensor suite. Down goes the mechs. Bo needs to be a little careful here. He's got about 7,600 hit points on that commander. God, look at the state of this map. It's hard to use it for anything, really. Although this is pretty useful. So Yerfmeister continued his assault after this little X-base had been brutalized by the leftovers of all of these Medusa from Alamatola. He was able to just walk up and finish this off. He's now in here setting up shop. This is very aggressive play from Team 1. Alamatola's land factories up at the top were eventually destroyed, but Artifact's still a long way behind in re-establishing his base, and Alamatola able to capitalize on that fact by pushing up on this right-hand side. Nice little attack missile launcher under shield coverage over here. There it is, Serpentine, or Teen, depending on your dialect. Lobbing missiles in at some of these resourcing options on the front line for Active Backlash. Goodness me, it's been an exhausting start. Yerfmeister in, I wanted to say precarious position. He's got himself some point defense here, but there are Harbingers rolling in, and these are just T1s. Has got some T2 support coming in now. It looks like he's going to back away from trying to hold this, as Freedom brings his comm to the party and says, nope, I've got 2 guns on this puppy. You are not staying, my friend. I refuse. A little bit of Corsair pressure from Alamatola coming in to assist, and he's also got a lovely group of Mantis coming in through this direction. That group we saw loitering there a moment ago. Trouble is, Harbingers versus Mantis, that tends to be a fight that goes one way, and it's not Team 2's way. What's happening in the center? So Will-O-Wisp, one of the key players from his history here on the channel, and of course his global ranking in this game, being a little bit quiet, I think, for the moment. I think it's fair to say. Where are we? We're 14 minutes in. 6 Solon, his nearest chappie, trying to cover this flank at the moment, but also sending some pillars over to the east to help shoo Yerfmeister away once and for all. And it looks like Freedom might be able to secure Schmuck Benny's old base position now. Incidentally, if I'm sounding nasally, it's because I'm ill once again. I should stop mentioning when I'm ill and just mention when I'm healthy, because it happens so more infrequently. But yes, if there are any sniffles or coughs during the cast, I apologise. It's not me covering up any obnoxious wording from the other members of my household bleeding through onto the track. No, that's just me trying to stay alive, my friends. And a repair upgrade on the way for Bo. Oh, he cancelled it. Interesting. Didn't like what he was seeing up here potentially, or maybe just changed his mind about what he wanted to build on the con, but I can't remember exactly where that was up, but that was a decent way into it, so that's some resources wasted there. Nice little group of broadswords. Moving in, and they're going to go after the shield coverage that's protecting these 2 units of flak, and of course that serpentine launcher, which has... why am I saying serpentine? I never say serpentine, I say serpentine. Anyway, it's there, but maybe not for much longer. Oh, it turns out that was the one thing they didn't care about. No, wisely going for all of the anti-air to begin with. That forward T3 land factory pumping out more of these Redeemers. Can't have any of that. Get rid of the aerial threat and you can continue. Solid idea. However, Air Force moving in to intercept there from Loki. Oh, but we better check back in the middle. Will-O-Wisp under pressure from Freedom, who brings some of those Harbingers and Sniper Bots to play. The ones that were just instrumental at shooing Yerfmeister away and now been redirected towards the mid. A couple of T1 mass extractors. He won't lose too much sleep over that. But he's got a few Percys in the mix, does Willow. Ready to push on out. He's got that T2 engineering suite upgrade. Will he start to move on up? I wonder. Ooh, hello. That's a nicely shielded formation. 6 Solon nearby. And there are some Percys in here. Needs to be just a smidge careful. And he's feeling emboldened right now. He's got some assistance from Freedom. He's got ground forces of his own behind him. But this is... There are T3 in here. Admittedly, the shielding has just collapsed. He has got upgraded gun. He's got T2 engineering suite, but it doesn't take long to tear through 15,000 HP, and he's being attack pinged. 6 Solon, what are you looking at? It's not the game. Oh my goodness. Are we about to see our second ejection down to 600 hit points? Gets a crucial rank-in veterancy just in the nick of time. Restores 2,000 hit points. And if it wasn't for that, he would have been down and out, and he knows it, which is why he's backing up out of the area. Wow. That was a lucky escape. He'll be saying, oh, I meant to do that. I was just rolling forward to pick up the rank-in vet. That's all I wanted. Well, you were lucky, sir. That's what I say. I call shenanigans, if you're claiming that was all part of the plan. Because that was hairy. And not in a good way. Not that hairiness is ever particularly good. And I say that as a particularly hairy individual. Those of you who were... Those of you who were watching whichever video it was when I accidentally clicked the wrong window in OBS and an old video or an old selection turned on my webcam and you got to see me. It was a hot day, so I had my shirt off, but I am the ape man. And had lots of comments about people asking when I was going to start my OnlyFans. I still haven't decided. Is that the same launcher that was never killed? Yes, it is. Still lobbing missiles, still being a pain, although it hasn't got any more kills yet. Still sitting at 8. So, 36% upgrade for T3 for Will-O-Wisp, and of course he's UEF, so that will give him Ravagers. If we start seeing a Ravager creep up into here, that could potentially cause some problems. This is a nice little push as well on the ground here. That combination of bricks and Percy's and Titans that almost finished off Six Solin's commander, who's dropped back under shield coverage and is looking considerably more perky than he did a moment ago. 6,200 hit points left on that commander now than the 600 that he was on a few seconds ago. Honestly, one or two more shots from a Percival, he would have been down and out, that's for sure. A little bit of scouting going on the map for Loki. What's he scouting for, I wonder? I'll look out for those single solitary... Oh, that's what he's doing! And it's not actually over there at all, so I presume he sent that spy plane on one big round and dropped a couple of bricks over here to harass poor Artifacts again, who is still short stacking the rest of the field on just over 100, now down below 100 mass per tick again. Still hasn't got himself re-established after that brutal opening he suffered against Alamatola in the top right hand corner. Just mean. That's just mean, man. And if you can name the film, I'll be very impressed. That's mean. That's just mean. I'll give you a clue. It's got Mel Gibson in it. Answers in the comments below. No major prizes beyond my respect. And while you're down there, smash the old like button for the wonderful display these pros and joes are putting on for us today. This, however, might not be so wonderful. Has Bo... Well, he's turned around now. We must have seen that GC. That is the... Where's Bo? Bo, it doesn't really matter. We'll just pick someone on it. Now, he hasn't seen the GC yet, but he will before too long as the scout plane comes in. There it is. And the problem is that commanders are slower than GCs, and that's a lot of hit points for them to try and chew through. I'm not sure Bo's getting out of this unless Active Backlash has a crisis in confidence and turns this group around. There's no reason for him to do so. I think Bo might be out of work permanently. It'll be yet another statistic. There it is. Hoover hands suck up the shield gen and everything else in the area, while Laserface finishes Bo off. Boom! And Team 1 will be happy with that little play. That levels it. It's now a 5v5. I say it levels it. Look at the massive disparity in eco. Team 2 are wiping the floor with Team 1 in eco. It's 1.9k to 1.2k, and they are up over 200,000 mass. That is a disgustingly large advantage. Will-O-Wisp moving up with his comm. He's got a lovely little point defense battery here. However, it's unshielded at the current time, and there is a concerted effort underway from Six Solon to dismantle this. I think he's going to be successful. Yeah. Those angry feminists pile their way through, cut down the point defense. Can't stand the point defense. The point defense is, by its very existence, a symbol of the patriarchy. It's highly misogynistic. Not allowed any point defense here in the UK. That'll get you locked up. Will-O-Wisp getting himself a Ravager. Not a terrible idea. Oh, what's going on here, though? Push underway from Yerfmeister. Would like a little payback for being ousted over here. There's also a lovely push underway of just 3 bricks from Loki, who's found an opening here and has annihilated this natural expansion of Freedoms. But now Freedom himself is under threat. And we've got Percival's coming into the main base here. He's got to be very careful he doesn't get his comm picked off. But if he is careful, it means sacrificing his base. That's between a rock and a proverbial hard place for sure. Primary targets, the comm and the power generators. Vader, you may start your landing because Freedom is going down. Boom! 24 minutes, almost on the nose, and Freedom is down and out. But look at this lovely little attack that's underway over in the west. GC splitting off from this main group of units that's heading straight into this base of Breaking Bad. I'm not sure which one was his original base. One was Bo's. I think this was Bo's, wasn't it? Because he was located here. So this is Bo's old base. GC pushing eastwards in towards Will-O-Wisp's main base, and he hasn't got much in the way of defense for it. Nice little fat boy completed up here. Currently, Will-O-Wisp staring down the barrel of spearhead attack. 4 of them, so many missiles come off, and he hasn't got the tactical missile defense in play to fend that off. Might have to yield a bit of territory here. And the fat boy hasn't been scouted yet by Team 2. Leftover bricks coming in around the back of this base, but they're going to get finished off by base point defense. But look at this. Will-O-Wisp's base absolutely brutalized by the GC now. Harbinger's coming for Loki's base. This is a wonderful piece of maneuvering from Active Backlash, who's just steamrolled his way down here. He's found a weak point. He's got a lot of ground pressure that he's built up. And, well, Mui has air control. So even if they had some gunships, they probably wouldn't be able to do much with them. They've now reached Loki's base. And isn't that bad? But look out! Will-O-Wisp has been caught out by the fat boy. We're going to have to go to split screen here. We've also got a teleporter underway. It is all kicking off here at minute 25. Will-O-Wisp desperately trying to put a little bit of distance between himself and the fat boy, but it's not going well. He's into the red, down to 2,100 hit points, sub 2k now. He makes a run for the shield, but it's only a T2, and it's already taken some fire. It collapses almost immediately, and Willow is done. That's very, very bad news for Team 2. Loki, his base is done, properly cooked. Things just keep getting worse for them. Alamatola has completed the teleporter in the bottom right. He's also got the microwave laser. That was a Control K, I think. Yes, it was. And I don't know why he did it there. He should have moved down here and tried to comb-bomb these units with a Control K. But no. That is a sign of a man who's well and truly beaten. Doesn't even want to be helpful in death and suicides. Alas. Are we teleporting? We are teleporting. Alamatola, where are you teleporting to? It's going to be somewhere up here. Look for the comms. We've got artifacts over here. No. Right up here to the top left-hand corner. I wonder what that's in aid of. Oh, it's a 2-stage teleport, so he's going elsewhere. So artifacts, we've got active backlash here, but I think it's been scouted. Look at all of the T1 PD that is being built. What have we got over here? Mui, a long way away from any defenses. This would be a prime target if he can take him out. He must be ready to teleport soon. Yep, there he goes. And he's gone for Mui. And Mui doesn't stand a chance. Boom! They are dropping like flies. Alamatola still with 8,200 hit points. Is there some kind of response that they can bring to bear? There is a broadsword inbound. A lot of firepower on those, of course. And not a lot of hit points on a Cybran Commander. Only 11,000 on this comm. Hit points dropping fast, but I think he's going to be alright. Although 2 more broadswords join the fray! He's going to escape. He's going to escape. But why has he gone there? Why has he gone there? No! That is not what you do. He should have gone home. Oh, a little error there. Perhaps he thought he was going to have more hit points and he wasn't aware of all of the point defense over here. That was Ravager fire coming in from Sixolan's position. Goodness gracious me. That was wild. And Yerfmeister, he went down somewhere. We'll pick up on that in just a moment. It's impossible. We've had so many comms. And Alamatola, which we went there, of course. We've had... How many comms have we had? Jeez, I don't even know. And we might be about to have another one as the GC locks on to Sixolan. This has been the most carnage I've seen in a long time, in a short space of time. That's like, I don't know, 7 comms in 7 minutes. That's absolutely insane. Now it's Breaking Bad versus Artifacts and Backlash. Artifacts, who's been brutalized the whole game. He hasn't moved his comm very much from this position. He's just been locked into this top right-hand corner. So really it's a jostle now between Active Backlash and Artifacts. Artifacts, who has lost a significant amount of the advantage, or Team 2 have collectively. It was 1.2 to 1.9k. It's now 1.5 to 1.4. And there doesn't seem to be that much on the ground. And there's still definitely an air advantage for Active Backlash. And with only one comm to get, that could go Team 1's way. He's working on a heavy shield gen at the present time. And we've got broadswords moving in. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be Artifacts getting the final kill, closing the game out? You would love to see it. Although there are gunships as well moving towards the bottom left for Backlash. The right move here really would be just to donate those gunships over to Backlash. He's got the Wasps. But then when you haven't been able to do much all game, you probably fancy a little bit of action. Oh, and there is a Fat Boy closing in on this position, along with a ton of Percivals. I've been zoomed out a lot in this game, but it's impossible not to, with the sheer amount of carnage that's been going down. So, what's his name? Artifacts goes after this position with the GC, but Active Backlash wastes no time, sends in a screening force of fighters first of all, and then broadswords to intercept. There are fighters though. Can Active Backlash pacify them and hold on to these gunships? He's found the comm, he's locked on Breaking Bad into the yellow, hit points evaporating. But so are the numbers of air superiority fighters for Breaking Bad. There are 2 broadswords left. That will be enough if he can finish off these fighters and hold the airspace. Yes, he does. Breaking Bad and Team 2 are done. 30 minutes, slash 31 actually. What an interesting and action-packed game. We're going to have to go back and just catch the comm kills that we missed. So here we are at 9 minutes and 27 seconds into the game. The initial move by Schmuck Benny at the opening of this one was to move eastwards, and he was covering this position to lend potential aid to Artifacts, but it really did offer a complete open door for Yerfmeister, who, as we saw along with the rest of Team 2 at the beginning, were very, very aggressive, and they wasted no time, came straight in with a whole bunch of T1 spam, and went straight in for the main base. Got in there with basically no resistance, and you can see what's just gone down here. It was a T2 land factory. That is what Benny went for. He went straight for tech, so he had nothing on the ground to prevent this at the time. And as we start time, we've also got Yerfmeister down here with the commander. Benny is doing his absolute best here to try and ward this off, bringing his commander in. But I think it was all just a little too much for him, so he controlled K's, tries to take out as many of these. He knows his goose is cooked, as we say, in the trade. There was more forward pressure as well coming up from Loki. Fortunately, Freedom had some T2 units to be able to counter this, and then of course he moved those in, I presume, to be able to hold on to this position for the long term. Although, not straight away. I do seem to remember Yerfmeister actually moving up to grab this. So on to the other kill we missed. So here we are at 26 minutes and 40 seconds. Loki has just been killed off, or rather he controlled K, didn't he, after his base got wiped by this wonderful incursion here from Active Backlash. Waltzed all the way down here, split a GC off to deal with some of the issues, although this has all been rebuilt now. Can't have been. Maybe he took all this out and it got quickly rebuilt. But there was a GC. We saw it. You can rewind the video, I swear. And then the rest of the units carried on through, completely wiped Loki's base. And then we got pretty distracted by what Alamatola was getting into with his teleportation business. His microwave laserage bounces up here, then picks Mui, who's just moving up into this position. There we go. He picks him off, and then he moves to this position. But of course, we completely forgot about the rest of these Harbingers, which continue to make their merry way in through the back door of Yerfmeister's base and started eradicating absolutely everything. T3 mexes, T2 power plants. Yerfmeister has got his comm on the scene. He has got a Fat Boy. And he's got some nice shield coverage as well. But there are a ton of Harbingers in play, and those parashields won't last particularly long, as they don't. Percival's move in to try and counter this threat. Yerfmeister has already taken a massive haircut on HP as the Harbingers target him. The Percivals get involved. There goes Mui, but Yerfmeister is taken out shortly after him while we were focusing on where Alamatola was heading to next. So that's basically what happened to him there. And I think those two were the two comm kills we missed. Apologies if there were any others, but man, there was so much going on in that. My mind just couldn't keep up with it all. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and you would like to see more, we had an excellent epic over on the Patreon channel for our Patreon subs. It's a mere $1 a month if you're interested. If you like the longer games, that was a good one. And yeah, you can get instant access to that. All Patreon videos are ad-free for your pleasure. Yes, indeedio. And for those of you who've joined and don't really know what's going on here, by the way, this game is Supreme Commander Forge Alliance. It came out in 2007. As GPG, the developers pulled support, community took support over. So now if you want to play it online properly with all of the extra goodies that you see here, this is not the plain Steam version. It helps if you have it on Steam. You need it on Steam to come and play with us, but once you have that, you need to download the Forged Alliance Forever multiplayer client. You can find a link to that in the description below this video. All right, thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you next week. This is Guile, signing out.